This is what box.linters is. It's a package which provides you with linters, which can automatically check how well you use box statements.
All right, so basically box gives me proper modules like we know from many other languages.
Exactly.
And then we just released box.linters a month ago, which adds to the regular linter package that we all might know from CRAN, basically. Hi everyone, my name is Marek Rogala, I'm head of technology at Epsilon, and joining me today is Kamil Żyła, one of the core developers at Rhino.
Hey Marek, nice to be here.
So Kamil, just recently you released Rhino 1.8 and 1.9, but before we get into that, could you tell us what Rhino actually is for those of us who haven't tried it out yet?
Absolutely. So first of all, Rhino is an R package, so you can install it just like you could install any other R package and start using it right away. But to understand what this package does, I think it's best to think of it as a framework, but not as a typical one, but a framework for your whole development process. It means that Rhino takes care of all the tools around software development that will help you to maintain the best possible quality of your applications. So you get some project structure, you get set up for all the tools that you will need for automation, so that all those checks which Rhino provides can happen automatically without your inputs. It's a framework designed to help you build high quality applications with all that setup coming out of the box, so you don't need to worry about it.
What is the high level vision of Rhino? How would you describe it?
So to answer what's the vision, I think it's helpful to understand how Rhino was born. It was born out of the need we had at Epsilon. So we kept creating projects for our clients, and lots of work was needed repeatedly. We would set up a project with all the tools that were needed, and this happened time and time again, and we realized that it would be great to create something out of it so that we wouldn't reinvent the wheel each time. And the long-term vision now is to keep investing into improving Rhino based on our experience in the projects, based on things we are learning, so that it represents our best state of knowledge about how to develop shiny applications well, with all the best practices and so on.
Last week you released Rhino 1.9, so it's already the second release after 1.8, 1 month later, so I can see that we are iterating quickly. So what are the changes in those two versions?
Right, so in Rhino 1.8, we added two new features. The first one is introduction of box.linters, which is a package which allows you to lint your R code for correct usage of box. And we also made a small improvement to how our continuous integration is triggered so that it works better with GitHub. With Rhino 1.9, again, we have two new features. First of all, we have two new formatting tools. And secondly, we have additional configuration option, which allows you to use custom Sass more easily together with bslib.
Okay, so let's go by each feature one by one. Let's start with box.linters. So this one seems to be big. I know it brings a lot of excitement in our team. So why does it matter?
All right, so to answer, let me start by saying what is box and why we use it. Basically, R itself doesn't have an import system like other modern languages do. You can just source a file, but it's not that easy to keep your files organized in a tree-like structure to explicitly import and export names. And there is a package called box, which provides you with a proper import statement. And this is what we use in Rhino to structure your whole project. However, many tools are not designed to work with box import statements, and in the past it was causing a problem. For example, we couldn't lint for unused objects in your code. And with time, we started working towards improving the situation here. And we created linters specifically designed to work with the box package. And as the idea matured and as we added more linters, at some point we realized it would make sense to create a separate package out of that. And this is what box.linters is. It's a package which provides you with linters, which can automatically check how well you use box statements. And because this is a separate package now, you can also use it outside of Rhino.
All right, so basically Box gives me proper modules like we know from many other languages.
Exactly.
And then we just released box.linters a month ago, which adds to the regular linter package that we all might know from CRAN, basically.
Yes, exactly. The lint.r package is the standard tool used for linting our source code, and it's extensible. You can actually define new linters, and the box.linters package defines a couple of new linters which are designed specifically to work with box.
So the second one was GitHub workflows. Some integration improved there. What was that exactly?
So this is a small change, but still quite a helpful one. Basically, Rhino application comes with a GitHub Actions workflow, which automatically runs all the linters, tests for the whole application. Previously, it would trigger each time you push any code to your repository, which we figured is too much sometimes, and it doesn't work that well with pull requests. And we have made some improvements so that actually the test only run when you open a pull request, which still means that once you decide that you want to see the checks being run in your code, all you need to do is to create a pull request from your branch and you will have your checks. But it won't happen on all the pushes to the repository, which can be a significant cost saver because running all these actions actually takes some time. So
basically, I can imagine I'm working on some feature, and even before I share it with anyone, but I keep pushing the latest version of my changes, like new commits to some branch on GitHub, and each of those commits doesn't trigger a new run of all the checks and tests.
Yes, unless you open a pull request, and then it will work like before. Basically,
so when the pull request is open, then every push after that triggers a new run.
Exactly.
Coming to 1.9, you mentioned Sass integration. So what's this change about?
All right. So this is, again, small addition, but one that makes things cleaner and more natural. So again, for a quick introduction, Rhino comes with a built-in support for writing custom Sass code. All you need to do is to open a file and you can start writing Sass. Sass is an extension language for CSS, which gives you some really nice features and makes the whole process, the development process, much more pleasant. And Rhino comes with built-in support for it. You just start writing that code with a single function. You can compile it into a nice minified file, which is optimized for modern browsers. And this file will be included automatically. On the other hand, typically when you work with Shiny applications, the approach to styling will be to use some package which will do most of the work for you. And there are many packages out there which do that. And one of them is bslib. Bslib is actually used by Shiny underneath for its default appearance, but if you use bslib directly, you get access to much more capabilities. You get more components, you can style your application, you can add theming, and you get access to the latest Bootstrap. And while you could use bslib without too much problem in Rhino before that, the setup was not that beautiful because it was not working with custom Sass so well. The addition that we have in Rhino 1.9 is quite a simple one. There is a configuration file in Rhino which allows you to define how your Sass is built. A new configuration option called custom allows you to do it in your own way. And basically you can make it so that you bundle this custom Sass with the bslib theme. Shiny will take care of the rest of it. That primarily means that you can use variables you define for bslib in your custom Sass, but also whatever you define in your custom Sass, you can use in kind of with bslib. For example, you can overwrite Bootstrap mixing if you wanted to do that. So you really get the best of the two worlds. You can customize it to the fullest extent you want.
So Rhino takes the assets from bslib and your custom assets and bundles them together instead of just bundling the custom assets. Is that how it works?
Close, but not quite. Actually, what the recommended approach now is to let bslib and the Sass package, which is the one used underneath for compiling Sass, handle your custom Sass for yourself.
And bslib, by the way, is like getting more mature, and I think it's becoming more mainstream approach to all Shiny applications.
I think so, definitely. I think now with the latest features of Bootstrap and bslib, you can do quite a lot of things that previously you'd have to search for package to do that for you. Like you'd use Shiny Dashboard. Now you have really many functions for both defining your layout in the application, utilities like creating cards. So basically you can build most of your UI using just bslib, and then you can select a theme which doesn't lock you in one default appearance or doesn't force you into selecting some package which you really like what it looks like. You can select a theme for those components, and this makes it really quite customizable.
Right. So the last one was Prettier. So what does this mean for us?
All right. So again, a brief introduction. Since the beginning, or at least since Rhino 1.0, we had linters for Sass and JavaScript. While these are not the technologies that you use that much in small Shiny applications, we learned that as the project progresses, typically you will need more customizations, and these are the technologies which are the kind of backbone technologies of the web. So we decided that you need the best tools for them as well. And from the beginning, we had linters for Sass and JavaScript. However, over the past couple of years, the landscape of the tooling regarding Sass and JavaScript has changed in general. And now the linters generally focus more on detecting buggy or potentially incorrect code and less on code formatting. And instead, formatting is typically delegated to formatters. And here, Prettier is, I believe, the most popular formatter out there. So we decided to use that one. By running them, you can automatically format all your source files.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense, especially since that it was always a bit awkward because linters were checking also formatting rules, but then it was like duplicated responsibility, right? Because formatters also work on the formatting, so it was always kind of weird. Before we wrap up, could you tell me, for someone who wants to try out Rhino, what would be the best steps to start?
Sure, I think the best step would be to visit our website. You can find it by typing Rhino Epsilon in Google and you'll definitely get there. You can start trying it right away, and the recommended way would be to just go to our website and install it and start a new project.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kamil. It was great talking to you.
Thank you, Marek.
Bye-bye.